Hi Virgo, and welcome to your January 2021 general reading. So I do hope wherever you are, 2021 is going to be a year that brings you the life that you deserve, a life of whatever your wishes are, Virgo, whatever that you feel will bring you the joy that you need. So I pulled you to Lenormands and I had to clarify because they're a little bit unusual to have together. So the first card you get is the dog. Now this dog is absolutely adorable card. It's about loyalty and devotion, okay? So tends to show up as some sort of commitment energy, okay? But then, very interestingly, you get the lady with it, and this lady is waiting. She's literally the lady in waiting. So it was a little bit confusing. So I clarified it with the correspondence card. So this is about, we don't tend to correspond anymore with feathers and letters. So this is about messages, but this might represent, there's messages, there's communication, there's loyalty, but maybe there's not a togetherness. It's almost like for some of you there's a connection from a distance, okay? Might only be for a couple of years, nothing I can do, guys, you know. And I noticed that, you know, anyhow, I don't know what I was thinking. I think sometimes people throw off their frustration and whatever. Sorry, just do what you want, actually. But that's exactly the cards that you get. It's almost like maybe there's some sort of loyalty and commitment. I mean, that dog is a bit deep love, to tell you the truth. But there's a distance. That lady knows it though. She's not a lady that's insecure. You know, if Five of Pentacles is an insecure energy, that lady's not. It's like she knows. She knows deep within her that there's this very anchored, very strong, very powerful devotional energy. So I'm completely intrigued to find out where this is falling. I'm doing a whole reading for January. Not sure if it'll be mid-month or not. So much going on. And we all want to be able to access the energies that are going on. But let's just see what's going on for Virgo. So I'm doing full readings. Please guide Virgo. Please guide them during this month. Okay. So behind you is the Ace of Swords with the Justice card. So the Ace of Swords is about clarity. And the aces all tend to be gifts. Sometimes the aces are very strange gifts. That sometimes the Ace of Swords is about truth. So this might be the correspondence card, some sort of communication coming in. The Justice card is Libra. Libra rules our relationships with other people. So there might be some clarity coming through, a connection. The Justice can also be a legal system for some of you. So waiting. This is a yes regarding either a relationship, something to do with justice, might be a divorce, might be some sort of settlement. So I have seen it dealing with the justice system, but it is primarily to do with our relationships because that's what Libra rules in our birth chart, 7th house and Libra. So maybe there's some sort of clarity coming through, some sort of correspondence from a relationship dynamic. It has got a blindfold on. I mean, the meaning of the blindfold is, no matter how we look at it, it's reaping and sowing. If you want a rose garden, you need to plant rose seeds, etc., etc., etc. And that's how these acts of kindness are always so powerful. And the acts of putting crap in the world do come back to us. So, but some sort of clarity, some sort of truth, either through the legal system or something to do with our relationship. So really, really nice. So what you want is a Two of Wands, a bit more clarity by the looks of it. The gift is a Ten of Cups, beautiful. The challenge is a Three of Wands, okay. So what you want, a Two of Wands is a fork in the road. It's not having this perfect knowing of what comes next, okay. And then the Three of Wands as a challenge. So these really, really, really work together. The challenge is waiting for something, but the gift is a Ten of Cups. So something is working very, very well for you. The Ten of Cups is a card of loyalty. It's a card of love. It's completion card. It is the rainbow after the storm. Not a cliche, because rainbows do come after storms. Every difficult cycle of our life comes to an end. It's so hard when you're in it to realise that completion can happen. But at the same time, you're still dealing with some sort of issue of distance and let me find out more. Relationships, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. The Aces always represent new cycles. This is a practical new cycle. So this could be dealing with someone in your life who's got a new job, a new house. The Pentacles bind, okay? They bind things, they start things on a very, very 3D realm, okay? Because the emotions are about our heart, they're about love, they're about devotion. The Pentacles make something real, okay? Now, you're not the first person to get this card here, which I thought was very odd. It's not a card that tends to show up here. You're only my fourth reading, and I think a couple of people have it. So this talks about a new chapter in your relationships. Ten of Pentacles in your money and work. Now that is a very, very good card to show up here, especially if you're struggling. The Wheel of Fortune at a soul level. So you've got 3 tens. Then you get the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is a beautiful card. I mean, this is the master apprentice cycle. It's about meaningful work. It's about dedication. It's about the work that we do in the world is so important. And it's important because we all have a desire to bring something meaningful into the world. That's what the Eight of Pentacles is. I mean, it's great, Virgo, because you are an earth sign. And so you do need to apply yourself in a practical way. Can I just clarify listen, now this is bizarre. Now, listen, Virgo, what I do, so I did some readings yesterday. This morning's all been my private work. And even my first channel work. Every single person is ending with a star card. Now, isn't this amazing? Now, the star card, no matter what's going on, okay? I mean, it can have a negative effect of too much fantasy. But because of all the Aquarius energy, and this rules Aquarius, Aquarius is about the truth. It's about networks of grace. It's about community, friendships. But most importantly, Aquarius rules the truth. Okay? The truth shall set us free. She's got no boundaries. Now, I'm not talking about Virgo going about life with no boundaries. Please don't do that. But she doesn't overly protect or defend herself. She's open. So it's also about our intimacy. Now, I think the whole world is going to be saturated in Aquarius energy. Knowing where the planets are falling are so helpful, guys, okay? So astro.com, because it's all about where your ascendant is, remember? And your natural chart, it will be the house of work. So bringing something meaningful into the work of work, which is very evident. But in your birth chart, it'll be falling in a certain house. This is the Aquarius energy. So can be about relationships. Where does this Aquarius energy, where's it showing up here? Oh, Three of Cups, joy, celebration, flying free. And these angels fly free because they've released the Ten of Wands, they've released that oppressive. It's been such an oppressive 2020. I mean, it's been oppressive for most of us, by the way. I don't think anyone has got out of it totally. And it's all shown up in different areas. But the Star card is about being in remission from it, okay? And what I've noticed is the readings are giving me such hope, okay? Such hope that we are moving forward to a chapter much more based on grace and this divine feminine energy. So this is a little bit confusing because what you want is a Two of Wands. This is decision time, yeah? It's the Fool's Journey. Every card represents the Fool's Journey. So maybe what you want is more clarity because the Three of Wands is a challenge. And because of the Lenormands, they felt like an incredible emotional connection. Ten of Cups is the gift. But it also felt there was a waiting and a gap. So that seems to be a little bit of a theme. So why does Virgo want the Two of Wands, please? What's the Two of Wands about? And maybe some of you just want the power of choice. It's with the Hanging Man. So definitely this energy of well, I mean, the Hanging Man is about trust, it's about faith, it's about letting go of control. But I'm wondering if what sort of there seems to be something, I think it's to do with the emotional connection that's there. It's so obviously there. But I would say there's a distance going on here. But also might be about work, this Two of Wands, wanting more clarity about your next step, your sense of purpose. We all have that sense of purpose. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is showing up in your relationships. This is about some sort of, it's either a gift. This could be other people in your life starting new chapters, okay? It's going to be an awful lot of new chapters starting. This could be a new job. This could be a new relationship. It could be a relationship that's already been around for a while, but it's not been defined yet, you know? So the Pentacles give everything definition. And this seems to be the potential to start something new. And what's going to be started doesn't only have the emotional connection, the potential is to make it manifest, because that's what the earth energies do. Yeah, so very beautiful. Ten of Pentacles in your money and work, which is fantastic, by the way. It's the highest money card you can get. There's not only enough, there's some to share. And that might come through another person. Look, the Ace of Pentacles leading to the 10. Or they could be working very, very, very well together. Why the Ten of Pentacles? I don't even want to clarify the Ten of Pentacles. but it's with the Six of Wands, the Victory card. So having some sort of breakthrough, some sort of massive success here, because the Wheel of Fortune's right next to it. Fortuna. The goddess Fortuna is the goddess of wealth and love. And she's showing up at your soul position. So when I'm struggling with anything, especially love and money, it's always Fortuna that I pray to. And I just ask Fortuna to turn the wheel of fortune, turn the wheel of destiny, and to help me to become more open to prosperity, to emotional happiness. The universe listens to our words. It listens very, very clearly to our thoughts and our words. So any thoughts and words, Virgo, make around emotional fulfillment and financial fulfillment. And if some of you are waiting for a relationship to begin to take shape, just begin to affirm this now. This relationship begins to now move into solid ground. The power of the word, the power of affirmation, the power of, we're so much more powerful than we think we are. I'm really not talking about asking for, you know, a Lamborghini or whatever you call a big car. I'm talking about our human right, our divine right to experience emotional and financial fulfillment. Okay, so use your words wisely, call on the wheel, very beautiful. And then look, Eight of Pentacles, craftsman, getting on with your work, getting on with your place in this world. I mean, when it comes to it, it's a relationship with the divine, a relationship with ourselves, and then a relationship with others and our place in the world. And the Eight of Pentacles might be about, it's getting on with your pentacle work, your work. Some of you might be studying hard, you might be learning new skills, or you're just working. But then here comes the Star card. So this is very, very much about, I mean, the Star card is about divine providence. If someone's been ill, it's the Star card that I know is complete remission will happen. If a relationship's been having problems, I always know the Star card will bring healing to the situation. Probably the Star card, probably the Sun card. Of most of the major arcanas, when they show up, I thought, now this is about movement and it's about change. Some people might say grace is the highest power in the whole universe, and this is what grace is. Sometimes we need to beckon it. Sometimes we need to ask it to enter for it in our behalf. You know, sometimes it's asking grace to do for us what we feel we cannot do for ourselves. So give me a little bit of a minute. I'm going to do some clarifying. What's this Ace of Pentacles? I'm a little bit intrigued by this. What's the Ace of Pentacles doing? Look, it's with the Home card. Yeah, so these are all anchor cards. And it's almost like, it's the same terminology that I keep getting. Making something substantial, beginning a new phase, but on a much more practical level. And you still are the Three of Wands, so you're still having to wait for something, but the seed's there, and this seed is going to grow into a 4, because the house is a 4 card. It talks about stability, it talks about tradition and building something that's very, very long lasting and stable. That's what the Dog card is about. Absolutely outstanding potential here, guys. So why is the Ten of Pentacles in money? Although I don't even want to touch that card. It is the best financial card. in the deck. So you get the ship with it. So this is about, so some Virgos might be moving forward to prosperity. Maybe you've been having a difficult cycle, and this is definitely the cycle ending, because there's no way it's not with Fortuna and Grace showing up. But you know what, Virgo? We have to make ourselves accessible to the energy. Yeah, it's sort of, the universe doesn't just knock on the door. Sometimes it does, but I think we generally have to work with it. So we have to work with our intentions, we have to work with setting our goals, we have to work with our state of openness, our state of receptivity. If we don't feel worthy of love, then we're not going to be open to the 10 of Cups. If we feel that we've got something very genuinely wonderful to contribute to love, then that's what brings us love into our lives. And that's exactly the same with our prosperity and our well-being. But when we work with the Wheel of Fortune, words have such power. They've got the power to create the darkest energy. But the Wheel of Fortune is using Fortuna to turn things around, to bring things to completion, to bring this state of success and the state of happiness into our lives, but not if we're... It's okay to feel in a difficult space, Virgo. It's not okay when we build our lives there. So we need to keep our energy moving. We need to keep opening our heart. We need to keep doing our shadow work, basically. And our shadow work is about meeting our demons and, you know, getting over our difficulties and rising in our own power. I wonder what the Wheel's doing. Tell me what the Wheel's doing, because sometimes it's with the Chariot, which is about moving something forward. It's about, the Chariot is a vehicle that takes our life in a new direction. You know what, Virgo? See if this was my reading, because it's definitely not, and I'm an Aquarius, so I thought, oh my gosh, but it's not. This is an outstanding reading, but we need to align ourselves with it. And if any of you have spent 2020 doing a lot of difficult work, as most of us have, we're going to begin to reap the rewards of it. Okay? Jupiter's the pot of gold. Yeah, the pot of gold, and you've got a lot of pots of gold, and it's in Aquarius, guys, and maybe this is your harvest time. And see if I say that and you have a reaction to that that's pushing it away, then begin to dig it. Use the Ace of Swords to dig those belief systems out, to start to go, no, me, I'm worthy and accepting of the highest in life. Yeah, and begin to bring and allow. Sometimes we've got so many defenses against love, because we've all been, I mean, who hasn't been damaged? Who hasn't been? That we spend our life keeping it out or sabotaging it when it shows up. And I would use that Ace of Swords just to go, no, that was the world I'm leaving behind. And I'm now opening myself up to this grace, to this pleasure, to happiness, and to this joy. Probably did get the reading of the month so far, guys. Anything about that challenge to help Virgo deal? Yeah, and now, again, Eight of Swords, there is some sort of, there's almost like a, There's a little bit of a bridge between you, and I think it might be someone else. Okay? We don't have to become the Eight of Swords. That is the power that we do have. We can say, oh my gosh, delays and frustrations. Or we can say, we can use that mutation energy and we go, okay, that door's not open, because look at all the doors that you've got open. And walk down those avenues, Virgo. Okay? Actually, you know what? That reading completely cheered me up. So, thank you for everyone who supports me. And even the ones who send, hey, people are suffering. Yeah? Please open yourself up to this energy. Use that Ace of Swords to cut away the past and to be open and receptive, because the grace, the star card is a pure receptive energy. Look at her. She stands there naked. She receives this energy and she's basking in this divine providence. And don't you think, I think you're my 4th or 5th reading, and just about everyone has ended with this card, that there's something new coming into humanity, but not if we lock the door. We have to be open to it. Virgo, that was a pleasure. I have done so many challenging readings this year, and that just completely changed my whole energy field. So much love to you guys. Okay, bye.